What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout and welcome to our April Asia Regionals BT20 edition full breakdown. And when I say full breakdown, I don't mean full breakdown of top 8. No, guys. For you, we went out and we got every single deck from the event. We don't have deck lists, but we have a full breakdown of the entire event. And trust me, that's gonna look pretty cool when I show this to you guys. So before we start the video, we just hit 2000 subs. Guys, that's wow. That's just wow. And we will have a 2000 subs update video coming out relatively soonish. But I just want to use this opportunity to thank all of you for hitting those like and subscribe buttons. And for all of you who are new to the channel, hit those like and subscribe buttons, guys. We're on our way to 3000 subs now. This is insane. Insane. Yeah. Thanks. Roll the video. As with all of our videos, let's start with the breakdown. But this time it's just called general info. This was a live best of 3 event, though technically best of 1 without pre-side. What does this mean? I was told that it was supposed to be a best of 3 event, but the store made a mistake. They weren't prepared for the regionals event and there were some issues with timing, and technically it ended up being best of 1 pre-side because players were unfortunately given only 50 minutes for best of 3 games. Like, you have to finish best of 3 in 50 minutes, so it just kind of ended up being best of 1 without pre-side. 25 players, which is just like in the last Asia regionals that we have covered. BT20 and the latest ban list update were legal at this event. No dash pack support, because Asia unfortunately didn't get dash pack support, but BT20 legal. We'll see some BT20 decks, and the latest ban list legal as well. The diversity is really good. The diversity last time was crazy. This time I have all of the decks. You will see just how crazy it was. And shout out to Po and the 4th place World Championship Asia player, who is phenomenal, who is really a phenomenal player and a good friend of the channel. Shout out to you for once again giving us this information. This breakdown would have been impossible without your help. Now, guys, here's the breakdown. Okay, guys, first let's start with the top 8. This is, this is what I was afraid of. This is what I said was gonna happen when the ban list happened. That we're basically reverting back to Zenkai 1 meta. And yeah, I'm just gonna say, not the biggest event, 25 players, but 25 phenomenal players. So we will see, will future events also shape up to be like this? But so far, this is very much Zenkai 1. But anyway, congratulations to all players in the top 8. You're all phenomenal players. And let's just go over the leaders. First place, Red Sin. Probably the best red deck at the moment. I still think that Gogeta is a bit better than Sin, just because Gogeta can gatekeep other colors. But now that Android 21 is here to deal with pesky blue decks that would usually stop Gogeta and Sin, we see the result. Second place, Gogeta GT. I was just talking about, crazy strong red decks. Third place, Golden Frieza. Like I said, guys, the best yellow deck. Golden Frieza at the 3rd place. 4th place, another Red Sin. And then 5th place, Android 21. Now this one is, like, the big scary boogeyman. Let's call it like this. The big scary boogeyman of the format. It chases away blue decks. It looks super scary. It has basically an auto win versus blue. Not so much versus green. I'm not sold on the idea that this deck just auto wins against green. But versus blue, it's pretty much auto win if you're playing a slower blue deck. And now we see it taking 5th place. So yeah, congrats. 6th place, Gamma. So the previously best blue deck along Crimson, because yeah, Crimson was broken, but in a broader picture, I think that Gamma was the best non-aggro blue deck, the best non-broken one basically. So here Gamma is taking 6th place. Understandable. I think that Gamma has a weaker matchup against Android 21, though I'm not really a Gamma player, but you're basically giving her all the colors that she wants as energy, and that can be pretty scary. So 6th place Gamma, 7th place Android 21 again. So this time around we have 2 Android 21s in the top 8. Very scary, of course. And 8th place another Gogeta GT. So in the top 8 there is not a lot of diversity. We only have 5 decks, and 3 of them we have seen dominate before, and now we have like Frieza, because Frieza just keeps winning everything. Not necessarily winning, but topping everything. Frieza has been topping events since we have covered the French one. There has always been at least one Frieza in the top 8. And the scary Android 21 that everyone was afraid of is here. So yeah guys, this is the top 8 breakdown. Now let's look at the full breakdown. Like guys, 25 players, 17 leaders. This is very, very diverse. Yeah, it's not the biggest event, but the diversity is phenomenal. And I really hope that we will see more events like this one. When it comes to high numbers, 3 Red Sins, 3 Gogetas and 3 Gammas, the highest represented decks. And yeah, all of these made it into the top 8. Then we have 2 Trunks Getas and 2 Androids 21. Both Androids 21 made it into the top 8. And then the remaining leaders just had a single deck. So what do we see here? We see Soul Striker, we see Dark Broly. We haven't seen Dark Broly in forever. We have Green Cooler representing green. That's awesome. We have set 2 Rose, Goku Rose, the one that just got rebooted in an Ultimate deck. This info just came out today. We also have Majin Vegeta, starter Majin Vegeta, OG Broly. Then there is the Frieza, the Golden Frieza that also made it into the top 8. Cumber. Then Gogeta Exodia deck. I really hate that deck. I did so poorly with it. We have Hedgehog, Cooler Mill again, Videl. We have Videl, and then we have the other ones that I have mentioned. So what can we take from this? Well, besides the diversity being very, very good, the only BT20 decks here were Android 21, a single copy of Cumber, and a single, where was it? Android 21, a single Cumber, and a single Majin Vegeta. The rest is just all the leaders. And this is probably due to player preference, but it is cool to see some rogue decks that we haven't seen in forever. Like Dark Broly. When was the last time you saw Dark Broly? When was the last time you saw Hedgehog? Like Videl. There's a lot of diversity here, and yeah, it's cool to see them. Unfortunately, this also paints a picture of just how dominant Sin, Gogeta and Gamma are, along with Android 21 performing very well at this event, that none of these other rogue leaders made it into the top 8. Like only Frieza, but Frieza is the best yellow deck. So that's a bit scary. That's a bit of a scary sign. That's something that we can take away from this breakdown. That Sin, Gogeta and Gamma are still strong enough to keep like all of these other 14 different leaders, okay, 13 minus Android 21, out of the top 8. Okay, 12 minus Frieza, but still, you get my point. But anyways, guys, yeah, this is the full breakdown. Next, we have the color diversity pie chart. So I haven't done one of these in a while, and I'll try to do one for every single regionals in this month. because I want to make a compilation video with all of this data that we have gathered from the first regionals in BT20 metagame. Basically, what we're seeing here is the color diversity, and I didn't take into consideration the amounts of the same deck present in a color, so just went over different leaders in each color, and we can see that most represented were red and blue, but yellow, green and black were all equally represented at this event, which is cool. We don't usually see three colors equally represented at an event, and you might have thought like, okay, maybe red and blue will be more represented when it comes to leader diversity, but no, it's actually not that diverse. For red, I'm not surprised. Honestly, it's not even that surprising for blue as well, but it's cool to see like 9 other leaders in different colors present at the event. If we count the decks instead of just different leaders, then red and blue are far more present because they have like the highest number of decks basically. So yeah, this is the color diversity chart. Before we end the video, let's quickly jump into the summary. So the usual suspects take the top 8. The usual suspects plus Android 21, which brings me to the second bullet point of Android 21 performing very well. Both Android 21 decks topped the event, both of them, and there were 17 different leaders. So yeah, Android 21 doing pretty well in its first outing, though again this is not the biggest event, but it's filled with phenomenal players, which should still tell you something about this deck. Golden Frieza keeps topping. I love this because it's one of my favorite decks, so seeing a Golden Frieza consistently perform well says a lot about the deck's strength, and I cannot wait to see breakdowns of future events. Non-Android 21 BT20 decks didn't top, none of them. However, there were only 2, so 1 Cumber, 1 Majin Vegeta. So although they didn't top, the sample size was just too small to take this too much into consideration. Then finally, there was a lot of diversity at this event, which is always cool to see. I mean, 17 different leaders among 25 players. Come on, that's very cool to see. Yeah, so that's it, guys. That was the breakdown. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts on this breakdown. I'm super excited to have been able to bring you the full breakdown to show you all of the leaders. I unfortunately don't have deck lists and I probably won't be getting them this time around, but nevertheless it was still cool to see such a big diversity and to see the first results of the first April BT20 legal regionals. And yeah, I'm very interested in hearing what do you guys have to say. We will be covering every single regionals event on this channel, all across the globe, in all regions. So that's gonna be super exciting. This month is gonna be the regionals month, and I cannot wait to bring you guys all of this information. And once we are done with it, I think we're gonna compile it into like one big data video to see how everything performed. That would be awesome to see. But yeah, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I read all of your comments, I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. We just hit 2,000 subs. And guys, share the video, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Now we're on the way to 3,000 subs. Let's see how long will it take us to hit that goal. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.